I can't overstate just how great A Place Further Than the Universe is. It's the most I've enjoyed watching anything as it aired since I started watching anime seriously a little over 2 years ago. Its OP is also absolutely brilliant. In fact, I was going to release a full analysis video on it, but while I was editing mine, Mother's Basement released his excellent video where he breaks it down in more detail than I ever could. This is something you should go and watch after my video, by the way. It's one of the best What's in an OP videos in my opinion. However, there is so much to take in this OP that there are a number of things that he doesn't mention in his video, so I'm going to take a look at just what else there is to spot in this utterly perfect OP. Starting with the scene immediately after the first title card. At the beginning of the shot, the sun is at the centre of the screen, creating a natural transition with Antarctica due to its whiteness. This represents the opportunity for a new beginning, and the way that it's cut with the previous shot seems to imply that that's what Antarctica is. This ties in nicely with the show's themes, given that it's about opportunity and trying new things in spite of what everyone else says. It's also worth noting that the colour of the chalk matches the route to Antarctica, which is shown on the map at the beginning of episode 2. While the 3 character shots in this first half of the OP are setting up the final end card, this is the only one which actually shows the chalk on the camera lens, which leads me to believe that this colour match is deliberate and that it represents Mary paving the way for her future. This is when the OP cuts to the first of 2 classroom shots. Most of the things that this shows on its own are highlighted by Jeff in his video, but there is a lot more going on in this shot than he gives credit for. I mean that literally, by the way, as one of the best things about this section of the OP is the way that these classroom shots use the staff credits. In the first shot, the credits frame the room, drawing your attention to its emptiness and then to Mary, who is spacing out in the back corner of the room. She is surrounded by names, blending into the background of the school, her life having no real significance. When we return to the classroom once again, we know it's the same day due to a few visual cues in the frame. The 2 bags hanging on the wall haven't moved an inch. The shelves at the back of the room are untouched. The ceiling fans have evidently not been turned on, and perhaps the most convincing piece of evidence is a sheet of paper on one of the desks, which doesn't seem to have moved at all between the shots. However, there are 3 very important changes between this classroom shot and the previous one. The sun is beginning to set, Mary is standing and acting with purpose, and only a single credit line is visible on screen at any given time. The sun setting provides a nice sense of continuation when put into context with the time-lapse, but it also symbolises the end of something, the end of Mary's stagnation. The way only a single credit line is displayed at any given time serves the purpose of increasing Mary's importance within the shot. She is no longer just blending in and doing nothing with herself, but rather her life has purpose and importance, and the way the credit follows her down the screen solidifies this sense of importance. She has moved from the back of the classroom to the front, indicating a sense of progress and change. And what exactly has changed? She met Shirase. Shirase has given her purpose and a goal in life, and a reason to move forward. I'd also like to talk about this notebook for a minute. While in and of itself it's totally meaningless, it ties in nicely with the lyrics of the verse, which roughly translate to, I open my notebook in the classroom, stare intently at the pure white page, and scribble, I need to change with my pencil. I'm only giving in to temptation, right? It's a nice little touch and it shows that they're actually paying attention to the music behind the opening as well. In the time-lapse that comes between the classroom shots, it's worth noting that the sun rises in one direction and sets in the other. This could mean that they're both shot from the same place while facing in the opposite direction, but I've not been to this part of Japan, so I'm not sure whether that's true. If it is though, it's a nice little touch which adds to the amateur filmmaking feel of the opening. From here, all the other details that Jeff didn't point out are as small as the time-lapse thing, if not smaller. The cut to the birds as the girls jump off the ground is a generic piece of imagery for freedom, but it's also nice the way that it foreshadows a line of the chorus which reads roughly as, form a circle, tomorrow shines, everyone jump and fly away. Although the way it's worded makes it very difficult to interpret into English, so you'll need to trust my extremely limited knowledge of Japanese and my better at Japanese friends' corrections on that one. Speaking of that line, the girls jump over the skipping rope right as the word jump is read out in the lyrics. Another nice touch that indicates that the team who worked on the OP are actually listening to the song for more than just its basic timings. The chorus as a whole sings about the power of friendship and how you can do anything when you're together. This combines with its upbeat regular vocal line and soaring strings to create an immensely feel-good song that's easy to sing along to without even needing to understand Japanese. The last thing I'm going to comment on is the very last shot in the opening. Not that one. This one. There isn't very much to pick apart about this aside from how it sings to each of the girls' personalities through their body language and behaviour, but I do want to comment on it just because of how effective a directorial choice this is. The last shot is arguably the single most important shot of an opening, as it's the last thing the viewer sees before they dive into the show, and as such it will impact their mindset and mood as they dive into it, impacting their experience of the episode that follows. While Atsuko Ishizuka could have very easily just left us with the second title card or closed out the OP with some splash art like most shows do, by instead deciding to go for one last perspective joke in what is far and away the single cutest shot of the entire OP, he takes the feel-good feeling of the OP that precedes this shot and converts it into one last giant smile, lifting you up and removing any last shred of cynicism and irritation that may be left over from earlier in the day. While it may seem small, I can't overstate just how important this is. Not understanding how to turn a day around in such a short period of time like this is one of the biggest failings of the vast majority of self-proclaimed feel-good movies and TV shows, such as The Greatest Showman, a movie that fails to understand the basic principles of feel-good filmmaking. Well, for the most part anyway. It takes more than a few songs that you can sing along to and a story that repairs things which are going horribly wrong through the power of unrealistically forgiving friends to turn someone's frown upside down. And the small details are ultimately the ones that make the biggest difference to a person's mood. This is something that a place further than the universe understands more than almost any show or movie I've ever watched. And this extends to both its OP and ED at multiple points, as well as the fun gift which presents us with the title to each week's episode. It's a genuine joy to watch, and being able to put a smile on your face is the most important part of the entire cute girls doing cute things subgenre of anime. Thank you so much for watching my video to this point. It really means a lot to me that you enjoyed listening to me enough to stick with me all the way through, and I'm hoping to release more content, both like and unlike this, in the near future. I'd hugely appreciate any feedback I can get on this, whether it be positive or negative, and whether it be comments about presentation, editing, or even something simple like my narration. Do you hate my voice? If yes, tell me in the comments. Like I said earlier, this video kinda serves as a supplement to Mother's Basement's video on the OP, and you should absolutely go and check his video out by clicking the link here. And if you like my video, make sure to drop me a like and click the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment too, whether it be feedback or even just to have a chat. Once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.